Hello everyone, this is JPL, and I just want to say Happy New Year, and thank you for another year on YouTube. 2025, I guess, was a year, apparently. Every year I have the same epiphany of that time goes by quicker and quicker. 2025 just almost didn't feel like a year at all. I feel like I just started, and now we're at the end, and I don't feel like I've accomplished all the stuff that I've wanted to accomplish, but that's just what life is in general. Just the years going by quickly, and then you realizing, I better luck next year. So yeah, this year I think has been the most active on my channel for quite a while, video wise. I know last year I did much more live streams and the such with Pony Guesser, but this year I did more videos than normal. That's because I had a monthly podcast series about the top 5 films of each decade. So we finished the 2000s and 2010s. We're caught up to 2015, back to when we first started the podcast. This year also is just a year of a lot of anniversaries, a lot of 10-year stuff. 10 years since I started doing theater, 10 years since I proclaimed myself to be a brony, so started doing brony content on YouTube. 10 years of doing the podcast. That's 10 years old now, to the point where we did a retrospective of our 2015 movies, top 5 movies. 10 years since I first started watching anime. It's also 10 years of, unfortunately, of my friend passing, so sad stuff there as well. But this year, just doing those podcasts, I continued doing the nostalgic reactions, so I try to at least do once a month with those. I didn't always do it, but I tried to do that, and I finished a couple of miniseries within that. I finished a major video, my how to start watching DC Universe content. This was something that I was planning for about 3-ish years, and I kept teasing for the past couple years, and finally this year I put a deadline. It came out, and it did generally well, as expected it to do. That I can do with this channel. The video itself it's not as perfect as I would have liked it to be. I really needed more time to polish out everything about it, because kind of got rushed to things at the end, and I wasn't able to do a whole lot of what I really wanted it to be. So it's a product, you can watch it, but I think someone else could make a better version of it, but it's there. I also finished watching all of the classic My Little Pony shows from Generation 1 to Generation 3, and I did the rankings to all 3 of them. And so that was fun. That was an endeavor that I started a year or 2 ago, and it was fun revisiting the old stuff and getting that perspective and making the ranking videos, and that's been a lot of fun. Another major project that we started this year that we've been planning for a long time was the Pondering Pony podcast, which is a subset from the Binging Barbie podcast. Where we're going through each episode of Friendship is Magic and also the previous generations every week. That's what we've been planning. That's what I've been planning, doing all the notes, trying to get the order and the structure done. And we finally started that this year. I started doing the video uploads for that. And for the future, I'm hoping to have at least weekly uploads with that. 50 videos next year at least, hopefully, of the Pondering Pony podcast. So we should hopefully reach season 4 by the end of next year, maybe halfway through. We'll see. It's on the schedule. For the next couple years, there should hopefully be weekly content. It's podcast content, but it's still content nonetheless. I also, will try to still do nostalgic reactions whenever I feel like doing what I can. I have some stuff lined up for the future. We're also gonna try and continue doing the monthly top 5 podcast, going into the top 5 of the 90s next year. In terms of movie watching, last year I watched 500 films, and I said that I didn't want to do that. Well, yeah, I did not do that this year. I still watch a good chunk of films. A lot of the films that I watch were like short 2 to 30 minutes films, so not a whole lot. I mean, I still watched a lot. I made up with the time I had for not watching films by watching TV shows. I had too much time on my hands. Overall, I think this year in general is a year of putting things off, of delays and having to postpone things. I started the year planning to get the pony ranking done by February, but then I got really sick that month with COVID, and I had to push things back like a couple months. And then other stuff in life, I still need to get a haircut. My hair is not usually this long, but scheduling, money, the economy is not great. That's a whole thing. Hopefully next year I can fill my time with things that are not just watching movies and TV shows and anime and all this pony stuff. I would rather do other stuff as well to help fill that time. So, fingers crossed. Next year, we can have more fun doing proper life stuff. So, yeah. 2025 is probably not going to be a memorable year for me. 10 years down the line, not really a whole lot happened in my personal life this whole year, so it's gonna mix with the past few years in general, and that's fine. Hopefully we'll get to some more exciting stuff in the future. Next year's the World Cup. My 3 countries have qualified for it, so that's something that's excited for, is being held in the US. Would love to go to a game, but in this economy, with like how much tickets cost and how complicated it is to get a ticket, it's a whole thing. But maybe it will happen. Cross it off my bucket list. Have a good time. Why not? I don't have any giant plans for next year. Like this year, going into it, I knew that I was going to do the DC video. I knew that I was going to do at least 2 pony rankings. And I knew that the Pondering Pony podcast was a thing that was going to happen. And all of those major things that I've been planning for quite a while, they're done. Next year, don't really have a major project off the top of my head that I can think of. Yeah, because we're doing the Pondering Pony, I started doing reactions to Generation 4 again. Those are on the Patreon. They'll be on YouTube whenever we start the very next season of the show. So we'll be a season ahead on the Patreon. So that's more weekly content that's going to be happening. I've been having some copyright stuff with Paramount, with the Ninja Turtle re-uploads. I mean, I don't really care for those old videos. They're not amazing, but it's still a hassle to deal with copyright. So hopefully we'll get that situated next year to finally be able to finish doing all that. We'll see, fingers crossed. But yeah, next year, weekly podcast, more of the reactions to Generation 4, hopefully more re-uploads, monthly top 5, occasional binging Barbie stuff with other series. We're going into Toy Story, Disney's Descendants, and other stuff depending on how the schedule works out and what films are coming out. It's all up in the air, so we'll figure something out. And then of course sporadic uploads of the nostalgic reactions, and maybe if I have time for it and if there's demand for it, rankings of the Generation 4 episodes. Yeah. So yeah, that's on the docket for next year, and whatever I come up with, we'll see. So yeah, thank you for another year. Hopefully next year will be more stuff. We'll have less issues, and things will be on time, and more stuff. Make the monies. That's all we want. Anyway, thank you guys, and we'll see you all next year. Bye.